Recently, the Ukrainian Armed Forces unmanned systems units attacked the Russian Druzhba oil pipeline and hit the Nikolskoye oil pumping station in Russia's Tambov region. In response, Hungary, which together with Slovakia continues to receive oil from the Russian Federation via this route, began to issue threats. Hungarian officials even hinted at the possibility of a blackout for Ukraine. Russia responded as usual with massive attacks on energy infrastructure in the Odessa and Poltava regions. Now, according to reports from the Hungarian and Slovak sides, Russia has allegedly resumed oil transit. In an interview with Glavred, the president of the Center for Globalistics Strategy 21, an expert on international energy relations and security, Mykhailo Gonchar, says that Russia will want to resume transit, and Fico remain outraged. There is no complete picture yet of whether oil pumping towards Ust-Luga has stopped. The issue is not only that the effect of stopping the Druzhba pipeline was caused by the damage to the Nikolskoye oil pumping station. This was the result of 2 strikes. In addition to this strike, there was also the previous one to the oil pumping station in Unecha. That is, it gave a synergistic effect. But it is important that from Unecha, there is a branch towards the Baltic to the port of Ust-Luga. Hypothetically, pumping may continue because a certain amount of oil may remain in the tank farm, which will go further and be loaded onto tankers. That is, we will see over time whether shipments have stopped, he added. According to him, in fact, about 14 million tons of oil per year go through it to 2 Central European countries, Hungary and Slovakia. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, it was about 12.5 million tons. If you compare this with the total volume of Russian oil exports, more than 240 million tons, then this is not much. Even if you imagine that this direction stops completely, it will not be a disaster for Russia, but it will still be noticeable, especially for Hungary. Orban relies heavily on this oil refining because it allows him to receive cheaper Russian oil via the cheapest route and sell oil products on the Western European market at a higher price. That is, to live on the same 2%, as in the famous joke. This is an important moment for the Hungarian economy, which is why there is such a fuss, both from Orban and from Szijjártó. Another point, oil supplies to Union Belarus go through Druzhba, and the volumes there are larger, more than 20 million tons per year. In any case, this is very sensitive for Russia, but for it to become truly critical, their main export terminals would have to be smashed to smithereens in Primorsk, Ust-Luga and Novorossiysk, he said.
Frank Caprio, a retired municipal judge in Rhode Island who found online fame as a caring jurist and host of Caught in Providence, died. He was 88. According to Associated Press, his official social media account said Wednesday that he passed away peacefully after a long and courageous battle with pancreatic cancer. Caprio billed his courtroom as a place where people and cases are met with kindness and compassion. He was known for dismissing tickets or showing kindness even when he handed out justice. Caprio's show was filmed in his courtroom and featured his folksy humor and compassion. Clips from the show have had more than 1 billion views on social media. During his time on the bench, Caprio developed a persona at odds with many TV judges, more sympathetic and less confrontational and judgmental. In his bite-sized segments on YouTube, Caprio is often seen empathizing with those in his courtroom. Many of the infractions are also relatively minor, from failing to use a turn signal to a citation for a loud party. Caprio also used his fame to address issues like unequal access to the judicial system. Caprio retired from Providence Municipal Court in 2023 after nearly 4 decades behind the bench. According to his biography, Caprio came from humble beginnings, the second of 3 boys growing up in the Federal Hill neighborhood of Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay, hi, my name is Frank Caprio. I am Chief Judge of the Providence Municipal Court. We handle all the traffic cases within the city of Providence, and as well as petty misdemeanors and environmental matters in the city. I've been on the bench since 1985. Enjoy my job immeasurably. This is at the house. We're all at the table having dinner.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
This,
You don't know Region is flying those super cheap tickets.
I want to see if it's on my desk.
Teach for 4 of us.
I know she did. She did. I understand that. Okay. All right, bye. I just want to be over. They have it. They took it off my desk. It's waiting for you.
Okay.
I gotta do it the other way around. Right.
Jason,
A fire in the northwest Spanish province of Zamora has destroyed more woodland as it was fanned by strong winds. According to Associated Press footage from the Spanish Military Emergency Unit, a branch of the Spanish Armed Forces, showed agents attempting to tackle the blazes that burned through thickets and forested areas on Tuesday. Spain is battling several major wildfires during one of its most destructive fire seasons in recent decades. Thousands of firefighters, aided by soldiers and aircraft, were battling fires on Tuesday in parched woodland, especially in northwestern Spain. German firefighting units had arrived to help in northern Spain. The fires in Spain have killed 4 people this year and burned more than 382,000 hectares or about 1,475 square miles, according to the European Union's European Forest Fire Information System. That surface area is more than twice the size of metropolitan London, more than 6 times the 2006 to 2024 average for land burned during the same period, according to EFIS. Police have detained 23 people for suspected arson,